The Miami Dolphins have gotten off to an 0-3 start in this critical, no status quo season. The New York Jets are coming into town. Monday night football, national television. Do not embarrass yourself. That is the message that the Miami Dolphins better receive heading into this critical third game of the AFC East. Go 0-3. We know what time it is. Isaiah Smalls joins me from the Miami Herald beat reporter. I am Omar Kelly, Miami Herald columnist. Isaiah, we know that the stakes are high for, when you're 0-1, you say, okay, it's an aberration. Maybe the Colts, the Colts are a lot better than.
Yeah.
Now we're 3 weeks in. Yeah. The Colts done put the smack down on a lot of people.
Yeah, for
People realize, hey, Daniel Jones ain't no joke.
Yeah.
The Colts are a lot better of a team than a lot of people think.
Yeah.
Lou Anarumo's got that defense working well. Yeah. They got that run game. So props to the Colts. Yeah. New England Patriots, they all right. They around a 500 team.
They cool. They're straight.
They're cool. The Buffalo Bills gave them a little spirited game up there in Buffalo. Yeah. You didn't win. It was a fourth quarter loss through a critical fourth quarter interception. But you don't really have to hang your head about that performance. However, lose to the New York Jets.
Yeah.
At home.
Yeah, it's a
national television.
Yeah.
Justin Fields is the Jets quarterback. I don't know if anybody's safe, Isaiah.
Hold on, let's call him what it is. NFL record holder, one of the most prolific rushers in as a quarterback in NFL history.
Last time he plays quarterback, I ain't scared of Justin Fields.
I'm about to say last time he played the Dolphins, he set an NFL record, 178 yards on that ground. So I say that to say, obviously I'm joking a little bit, but no, you're right. I think the stakes are very high, right? Like I joke, I kid, I call it a little a mid-off, but I think it's real. Like it's real, it's real life.
When did you call it a mid-off?
I've called it a mid-off several times.
Okay.
A mid-off. Yeah, it's a mid-off. It's all good. But I think you don't want to lose the mid-off, right? Because if you lose the mid-off, right, you are officially not only
you
the
are
worst team in the AFC East.
You lose the mid-off. Going on for you are Cheeks. You are one of the Cheeks team of the NFL in 2025, and you know what time it is. Pulling yourself out of 0-3, okay, not ideal, but it's possible.
It's possible. Teams have
done 0-4. Nah, bro. We booking trips for January. We figuring out where we gonna play next year because
Cancun on 3.
Where we're gonna play, where we're gonna coach next year.
That's real.
Because it's officially circling the drain.
That's real. Guys, start thinking about who's getting traded, who's not gonna be here.
Yeah, we about October's about here. It's trade season. And it's about 6 Dolphins teams are waiting to pick the Dolphins apart.
Yeah, there's some good players. There's some good players that
it is going to be a fire sale. You at 0-4. So now, who's gonna make those decisions? Who knows?
That's an interesting like dilemma.
It's gonna be Chris Greer. So let's not live in fantasy land. Isaiah, this week I probably saw the most spirited, emphatic, impassionate, emotional speech about the 2025 team.
Yeah.
And it came from Anthony Weaver. And I say this because I have no shame. I say what needs to be said.
Go ahead.
The speech came off like a candidacy campaign speech. And at going into that week, and before I heard the speech, I wrote a column about Anthony Weaver and how this is not anything close to anybody expecting what you were going to get from the Dolphins defense.
Yeah.
You finished last year top 5. I make the argument, people disagree with me, but I make the argument you got more pieces. Hell, you got 3 more pass rushers than you had last year.
Yeah, but I think the talent drop off in certain areas I think is apparent though. In the secondary, you can make the argument that this secondary is not as talented as it was last year on paper, and then obviously on the field, right? Linebacker core is the same. Um, Obviously the Calais Campbell effect.
Linebacker core is not the same because Tyrell Dodson barely played last year. Let's be real about it.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's real. But he was like
when he did play, he played well.
That's what I'm saying. So now he's full-time starter.
Yeah.
You know, it's not too far outside the realm of possibility that this is, a significantly worse defense than it was last year. But
I will say this from top 5, 4.
I know,
arguably the 32nd worst.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's really bad. But I wanted to just point out something about what you mentioned about Weaver. I don't know if you went back. I went back yesterday to rewatch the video just to like make sure that I had the same, because I was describing it for my story. Man, he's looking at the camera a lot. He's like doing a lot of this with it, and I think he's trying to avoid it. But there's times where he's like literally talking right at the camera.
I told you it was a campaign speech.
I said, "Whoa!" I say, yeah, "No," but I'm just trying to add value to that, to what you're saying.
And I wanted to provide it to a lot of Dolphin fans who did not take the time to watch the whole thing. I think this week, if you're a Dolphin fan, you should take the time to watch all of Tua Tagovailoa's interview on Wednesday, and watch all of Anthony Weaver's interview. Yeah. They're both provided to you by the Miami Dolphins. They are both very good. Yeah. And if I had to say who are the two individuals that I need them to step up and them to get a hold of their unit, their group, and tighten up, it would be both those individuals. And what's interesting is they know it. And Anthony Weaver has a plan. And here it is.
Connected team defense. And to build on that, whether it's takeaways, stopping the run, like I'm old school. I may sit up here, I'm a nice guy, I smile, I do all those things, but all of our problems that we need to solve can be solved through violence. Yeah, they want to legislate it out of the game, but we play defensive football. And in defensive football, at some point, you draw a line in the sand and you say, I'm going to set the edge. I'm going to stick my helmet under this guy's chin, and I'm going to set the edge. I'm going to violently take the ball away. And that's what we need to do. With a steely-eyed focus, with resolve, with resiliency. And we're going to stop people. And I'm determined, we're all determined for that to happen.
Anthony, what is your approach? You talked about the eye of the storm when things are going the way they were the other day. What is your approach as a coach to getting everybody together and getting that turned around?
Yeah, that's easy. I try very hard to stay calm in the chaos. I'm not a guy that's going to run around screaming, yelling, all those things, because I think that players are a reflection of their coach. So when they weren't a reflection of me, obviously I started to get upset. I talked to them very calmly and just pointed out to them. And usually when you point it out, they see it, right? Because they feel it. And particularly when it's happened with some of our older guys, again, who haven't played a lot of football together, that then influences the younger players. And then they start to panic and not play with technique and fundamentals and all those things. But as soon as it happens, as a coach, if you have a level of awareness, you can point it out to them and you can fix it in real time. And you don't have to waste a game. And I felt like that's what we did. And moving forward, that's the expectation. You can't go out there and just start yelling and screaming at each other during the course of a drive. How can you be successful with that? I gave him the example, like, when my second child was born, we're in the room with my wife, and I'm with my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law, and then the umbilical cord gets wrapped around my son's throat. So like that, like in a very calm situation, it goes from 0 to 100. And the doctors come rushing in, and it is panic. They're flipping my wife over, and my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law in that moment, they're just, I see it on their faces, like they're just distraught. Now, how would that situation have went if I started to panic? And it was like, doctors, what are we gonna do? No, I stood there, I grabbed my mother-in-law, and I hugged her, and I said, we're gonna be all right. We got good doctors here, they got this. And we were calm in the middle of a storm, and everything turned out okay. Football's no different. The sideline's no different. But This particular group needs to be taught that. And as a coach, that's my job, both to make sure we're sound from an X and O standpoint, from a technique and fundamental standpoint, and then a response to adversity. We need to learn how to respond to adversity better. And I'm hopeful.
Yeah, that is two things that he said, and it doesn't just apply to the defense. It applies to the entire team.
Yes.
This Dolphins team, I've said it before, I stand on it. I will tell the players to their face, they're soft. Mentally and physically soft. And until you face that and address it, it's not going to change. Now, you can blame it on Mike, but Mike ain't the person who's on the field getting pushed around. I remember watching the Buffalo game in the second half, and I'm watching when let me bring that back. I'm watching the first half. I'm watching the first drive. The offense is doing well. They return things to midfield. Tua's doing Tua things and driving the ball down the field. It's not pretty, but it converts. Okay. But I'm watching the Buffalo Bills violently tackle and hit the Miami Dolphins. Okay. Yeah. And then defensively, I'm watching the Buffalo Bills offense violently push around and run through the Miami Dolphins defense. Yeah. Then in the second half, I saw a flip from the defense, where they were playing through the whistle.
Yeah.
Hitting the quarterback a little bit late.
Well,
jumping on the pile, pushing through. And I was like, wait a minute. And I said this on Twitter. I said, I haven't seen this team play with this level of aggression like ever. Not this year, this version of the team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And somebody has to lead the way. And I think that's part of what is missing from this defense. Last year, you could see Calais Campbell lead the way.
Yeah.
You could see him say, follow me, fellas.
Yeah.
And then we've talked about it already, where if you have 50 plays in the game, Calais played 38-ish. There were 10 plays of those 38 where Calais is telling the defense, this is what's coming based on the formation. Look for it. And it helped everybody play better and play faster. That's exactly what the Miami Dolphins are missing.
Yeah.
They're not setting the edge. They're not stopping the run. Pass rushing. Zach Sealer doesn't have anybody he could do twists and stunts with. Linebackers are not fishing out the run and stopping plays at the line of scrimmage. Cornerbacks are playing soft zone. When they're playing press, they're getting beat. And the safeties are not active at all. I would find a new free safety and make Minka a star player, which is why he left the Dolphins in the first place, where he does everything. You playing 11 on 10 defense, and Minka just roams around and does whatever he wants to. That's how I would play. Because that's your top player on defense, or it should be your top player on defense. But that's, and I think you need the energy of Willie Gay. Don't know who to replace.
Yeah.
Don't know how you're gonna make it work.
Yeah, but you do need it.
You are lacking some emotion, and I see that on offense too. That's not just a defensive problem. That's an offensive problem. There is nobody bringing any emotion to this team.
And I think just to talk about the offensive side of the ball, I think you see it a little bit though with Ollie Gordon. Like when he has the ball in his hands, I think there is a little bit of like maybe we can do this. Just with his personality and everything too. Like for everyone that don't know, like Ollie is probably one of the most infectious people on this team right now. And so just you can see the the energy boost.
There's a little bit of extra belief that we get. And here's the thing, Isaiah, and tell me if you disagree, but I don't know much about this offense. I can't say much with certainty about this offense.
No.
I have no idea what Darren Waller is going to look like. Zero. I have never seen him play football in a Miami Dolphins uniform. I'm just being real with y'all.
Yeah, people I think overestimate how much practice time we are getting at this point of the season, right?
Yes.
We are not really getting like real offensive play calls, all that stuff. That everything that y'all saw in training camp, we don't see that anymore. So just so that we're clear.
Yeah. But here's the thing that I do know, and I can say with conviction. Despite all of y'all know how I feel about the offensive line. Y'all know how I feel about the right side of the offensive line. And more than likely, you'll see a change with Daniel Brunskill in that starting unit this Monday night. But here's the one thing I know that they can do. They can run the ball. They can run the ball. They can play with a physical approach. Mm-hmm. And it might not look pretty, but it'll wear teams down in the fourth quarter, and you might be able to, especially in South Florida with the heat and humidity, you might be able to have somebody lay down.
Yeah. No, and I think if you're going to do it, now granted, statistically speaking, the Dolphins technically have a worse run defense than the Jets, right? However, the Jets gave up 223 yards to the Bills, right? That's just a little bit of want to, right? And I think with these running backs, Devon Achane has yet to have that.
Hold on, how many of those yards was Josh Allen?
Most of it was James Cook. I'm telling you that. Most of it was James Cook, right? And so I just think that if there is a game to somewhat establish yourself, establish your identity as a rushing team, I think it's against this team, right? Just because of what they've done in the past and their lackluster approach to stopping the run. So I think this is a team you want to do that to. And to answer your question earlier about like with Willie Gay, you're not sure who to take out. I have a name that you can take out potentially, Tyrell Dotson. I think you take him out. And you make Minkah Fitzpatrick the green dot player with heavy as a head that wears the crown, right? If you are the best player on this defense, go show me and call it. That's my little take, because I think that they need a change. They do need a boost in energy. And I'm not saying Tyrell Dotson's been terrible, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that if you're looking to get a little bit of change, I think that's the move that you would make, personally speaking.
I have thought about it. The problem that I have with that is I can't sit there and after watching the game, I can't sit there and say Tyrell Dotson has been bad. I also can say he hasn't been good. Yeah, I can say he hasn't been good, but I could say the same thing about Jordan Brooks. Yeah. I'm not going to cape for Jordan Brooks because I know what he did last year. Yeah. Last year was last year, bro. Yeah. And so right now, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think Anthony Weaver's at the point where he realizes, hey, you guys are impacting my career at this point. I'm being real with you. Like, hey, he was the hottest thing since sliced bread coming into the season.
Yes, bro.
No, now you're kind of looking like leftovers. I might want to eat it. I might not. You know what I'm saying? I might, like.
I think what's interesting though, I talked to a few guys in the locker room the past couple of days just about that speech that Weaver had and whether that passion that you spoke of was palpable, right? Was it something that translated to the rest of the team? Did the rest of the team basically get the message, right? And yes, specifically, I want to mention something that Benito Jones told me. Benito said that, usually in meetings, he's listening, right? He's listening. He might not have his phone, but he's listening, right? Maybe they have the head down, whatever. But when Weaver's passion started to show, he said he sat up a little bit straighter, leaned in a little bit more, looked at him, right? Yeah. And really, I just say all that to say that identity that we've said that is lacking in this defense. Again, I think Monday is an opportunity to go show who you really are, right? And I think that's like if we're trying to find a silver lining in this mid-off, right? That is it, right? You have an opportunity on Monday to go shout who you really are, because the past few games, that's out the window.
I don't know who these people are. I really have no idea who this team is.
Zero clue. But I think Monday is an opportunity to go establish that identity.
It's funny you say that, because I feel, and I am going into this game with the mindset, what happened at 0-3, I'm cleaning the slate. It's clean. This is Monday night in your, as you call it, a mid-off. Mm-hmm. This is your opportunity to show me who you are, because you have absolutely no reason to embarrass yourself in this game. Absolutely no reason. Yeah. And if you do, then I know who you are. You're a bunch of losers. And we're gonna go through the motions, and we're gonna fire Mike McDaniel, and we're gonna put in an interim coach, and then we're gonna pretend like, it's gonna get better, and then it's not gonna get better, and then we're gonna trade people, and then we're gonna pretend like we're not tanking and I've been here for 18 years, Isaiah. I know how the story goes. So understand, and it's funny. I call it the mediocrity merry-go-round. We just keep going round and round and round and round and round. And nobody around here has figured out how to get off. But that's a whole nother subject for later episodes. Yeah. But Monday night, the slate has been wiped clean.
It has, man.
You get. I'm gonna grant you that. They needed you to start better than 0-3. It didn't happen. But the slate is clean, Tua Tagovailoa. Mm-hmm. Show me who you are. The slate is clean, Anthony Weaver. Show me who you are. Terrell Dotson, the slate is clean. Mm-hmm. Show me who you are. Minka Fitzpatrick, the slate is clean. Show me who you are. Larry Borum, the entire offensive line, the slate is clean. Ollie Gordon, the slate is clean. Tyreek Hill, the slate is clean.
You gonna name every player?
God damn. Every player, everybody. The slate is clean. You got a clean slate. Show me who you are, because this team is not as bad as they played.
They're not.
And if you continue to play like this, then clearly it's leadership is a problem. And then we need to change leadership. Then we need to change the locker room. Then we really just need to nuke this whole thing. Just drop a bomb. Boom. Hiroshima. Start fresh. Scorch earth. Huh?
Sorry, just the Hiroshima reference is crazy. Keep going. It's a little early for this. Keep going.
But you get the point.
Yeah.
This fan base is tired. They're frustrated. They're tired. And they've checked out. And you're on national television, so they're going to pay attention.
Yeah.
And if you continue to play these stink bombs, they're not going to check back in. So, and it is what it is. What happens from that point is what happens. This is the bed you made. You will lay in it. So it'll be interesting to see if the team responds to what Anthony Weaver said, handles adversity better, and plays with violence better. Because I think if you do those two things, it will fix a lot of problems that you're starting to have. Let me ask you, Isaiah, about this matchup. Mm-hmm. I made the argument, and people got all in their feelings because people usually get on their feelings about things I say. I would rather face Justin Fields than Tyrod Taylor. I have been here over the years, and I don't know what Tyrod Taylor's record is against the Dolphins, but I promise you it's damn good. Mm-hmm. I've watched
5-4. We really asked this up.
5-4. There's no way he's 5-4. Keep going. I would rather face Tyrod Taylor than Justin Fields from this standpoint. I know Justin Fields cannot read a defense. I know the minute things get a little bit murky, he's going to look to run. Mm-hmm. And while that presents a challenge for defensive players, I rather think
it was 5-4. It was 5-4. Yeah, I told you we looked it up the other day.
That I would think he'd have a better record than 5-4. But yeah, as a starting quarterback against the Dolphins, Tyrod Taylor's 5-4. But I will point out he led the Bills to a playoff victory, to a playoff berth against the Dolphins in a winner-take-all season finale. I believe it was in 2011.
Okay,
and that and that always sticks out to me. But I would rather face Tyrod Taylor. I mean, I'd rather face Justin Fields because I fear Tyrod Taylor. He's old, he's aged, he's vintage. But give him opportunity. Tyrod Taylor gonna get you. Whereas, do you fear Justin Fields?
I fear his legs, and I fear his ability to connect with a receiver that he's technically known since God knows how long. So I trust what I trust is I trust the connection between Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson, right? And I trust his ability to make play with his legs, something that has historically given Dolphins defenses issues, right? And so those two things.
I hate when people say that because quarterbacks who scramble with their legs historically give every defense issues.
You're right. But this defense in particular. Now, granted, they did pretty good job on Josh Allen the other night, but hold on. But they've let up 3 rushing touchdowns with quarterbacks. Yes or no? Yes, I'm telling you that's a fact. I'm sorry. Yes, they let up three touchdowns to rushing quarterbacks. Would have been 4 if Josh Allen wasn't trying to show you a little bit of
stats. Yes.
Yeah. So again, this team doesn't necessarily do well against running quarterback. It's okay. It's a fact. We don't have to get in our feelings about it. But because that's the case, I trust more the guy that has the ability to beat you with his legs than I trust Tyrod Taylor. And trust, let me be exact, to 36-year-old Tyrod Taylor. Yeah, I don't.
What age got to do with it? Quarterbacks play till they're 40.
You're right, but the minute that you turn 36, you're not as much of a threat with your legs as you used to be.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you on
you're
that.
not as much of a threat.
But I mean,
I think that was one of the better things about Tyrod Taylor is that he could also beat you with his legs in addition to having that, the mind for it too. So okay. I'm more worried about Justin Fields.
Here's the thing about Justin Fields. Go ahead and scramble with coming off a concussion. Let's get a second one. He's not gonna run. Trust me, he's not gonna run. Because you think he wants that Tua scrambled egg reputation?
No, but do you not think he remembers 178 yards?
He can remember 178 yards. He also needs to remember he's fresh off a concussion. And the NFL, you get 2 in a row.
Yeah, that's true.
You get 2 in the season.
That's true.
You start to get that reputation.
That's true.
And then the next time it happens, you on IR.
That's
and you see Tua get let's say Tua get a concussion. You know what's gonna happen?
Yeah, the media. IR. Should he retire? Should he retire?
There you go. Yeah. Don't enter that stratosphere. Tyrod. Don't enter that stratosphere. Justin Fields. Watch. He's gonna be a little bit more careful, a little bit more disciplined. Go ahead and scramble.
Okay.
Especially when the defense talking about being violent. And you know how I feel about you know how I feel about quarterbacks.
That's true.
I might take a 15-yard penalty just one good time.
I feel you. I put that in the story about playing with violence. I said that when I was listening to things that they did in the third half, I specifically mentioned the unnecessary roughness penalty because I'm again, it definitely was evident of a defense that's trying to send a message. I
don't even think that should have been a flag. To be honest with you,
I don't think so either. No, I'm right there with you. I did not think. And again,
if I'm gonna get a unnecessary roughness penalty, I'm actually earn it.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah. I think that was a little bit of an MVP call too. I think it was this quarterback is one of the faces of the league. Let's not get on.
Yeah, you can't. You can't rough up a quarterback.
But I bet you this: if there's a similar situation on Monday night and it's Justin Fields, that flag's not getting thrown. It's not getting thrown.
What do you expect from Tua Tagovailoa?
I want him to play a clean game.
No turnovers?
Yeah, I want you to have no turnovers. Again, you're right at the cusp right now. You have, I think, 5 interceptions. I'm sorry, 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, right? You're right at the cusp, right? You're 1 interception away from being just mediocre, right? And you know what I've said about Tua in the past, right? But now you're proving me right now.
Now you're turning the ball over, which is something that you have not done in most of your career. Yeah.
And so it begs the question, what's different? What's going on? Granted, again, the right side of the offensive line has been putrid. It's been abysmal. It's been awful. It's been downright terrible. But, you have it again. You have an opportunity. And, there is a guy on that other side, Sauce Gardner, that I'm sure is hungry for an interception because he's had one since, I believe, January of 2023.
He got paid already.
I know he got paid already. He's dating Ice Spice, whatever.
Yeah,
This is still football at the end of the day. You coming against a quarterback that that currently has issues protecting the ball, you think that you're gonna grab one.
I think Tua has carved him up quite a bit, to be honest with you. I can't give you the numbers, but I think Tua has carved him up quite a bit. I'm
sure he has. Again, Sauce isn't a guy that has a lot of picks. I was looking at the numbers yesterday. He don't got a lot.
Yeah. No,
you don't.
I would have never paid him what he got. Nah. But hey, Jets, do your thing.
Look, I said this. I want Tua to play a clean game. That's to me, as I think, is the number one job of a quarterback. In addition to leadership, being the face, blah blah blah, whatever. You gotta protect the ball, and he hasn't done a good job doing that at all. And so, again, what I don't want to happen, right, is again something that's happened in the last couple games is you get in a situation where now you have to throw the ball, right, and teams know you're throwing the ball, right, and then you throw it, you turn it over in situations where it requires you to be perfect. Like I know there's a lot on a quarterback's shoulders, but there are certain situations where you cannot turn the ball over, which is late game, driving, trying to go ahead, trying to tie the game, and he has done that way too much for my liking right now. And so I need you to go out there. I need you to play a perfect game. Not perfect, but I need you to play a mistake-free game from a turnover.
Efficient.
All the words that you use to describe Tua that have not been clear this year, that's what I need. I need efficiency. I need accuracy. I need you to keep the ball within the offense. Right?
Convert third down and red zones. Be Tua.
And he's actually done a good job of that. The last two things you mentioned, red zone and third down, because the Dolphins are actually at the top of the leaderboard in those two areas, right? If you look at it, and I was surprised. I'm pretty sure that the Dolphins have the number one third down offense right now after that performance. And so, look, like you guys have, and again, last year they kind of had issues, especially on third and short, right? That has become that. I will give them credit. They had historically not been good at third and short, and this year it is a different story. And so, that being said, look, let's do it. I think I'm going to give my prediction. I'm going 23-17. 23-17 Dolphins.
Funny, you stole my number. I'm 24-17 Dolphins.
There we go.
And as I said, this is your opportunity to restart. But understand, 0-4. People who know me, they know the Kraken comes out at 0-4. And if you think I was mean before, wait till you get a hold of me then. All right, folks, on that note, we will see you after Monday night's game. Hopefully you haven't checked out, and hopefully you continue to watch Dolphins in depth.